Does so.
Does not.
Does so.
Does not.
Does so infinity.
Ha! Does not infinity plus 1.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel and to this second episode of My Little Pony, References Are Magic. Today, we're going from episode 8 to 14 of the show's first season.
Slumber 101. All you've ever wanted to know about slumber parties but were afraid to ask. My own personal
This book is in fact a reference to the real-life book Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Sex but Were Afraid to Ask.
Today's the day. This is gonna be...
I've got one. This story is called The Legend of the Headless Horse. It was a dark and stormy night, just like this one. And
Twilight begins her story with a famous sentence that has been used countless times and is originally the opening phrase of Paul Clifford, a novel written by Edward Bulwer-Lytton. After Apple Book season, the line from Heart of Darkness and Apocalypse Now is repeated for the second time in the series.
The horror! The horror!
If you're a fan of the Legend of Zelda series, you might have noticed the resemblance between these little fairies and the Parasprites.
Huh?
Speaking of Parasprites, there are very few of them at the beginning of the episode, but then they reproduce so quickly that Ponyville is flooded with them in no time. The same thing happens in a Star Trek episode. This reference has been confirmed by the episode author himself.
Just on the Trek angle, I know I was surprised when I heard that you hadn't watched the Tribble episode, but you wrote Swarm of the Century, and so many people made the connection between the Parasprites and the Tribbles, but that wasn't in your mind.
It kind of was. It was more Gremlins, but it definitely was. I mean, I still haven't seen the Tribble episode, but I know what it is. You know, I've heard it referenced so many times, and I know the basic storyline, but I haven't seen it.
Yeehaw!
The soundtrack at this moment is very similar to Bonanza's theme song.
Here goes
Care about some apples?
No thanks.
Why not?
This pony's got an hourglass as his cutie mark, which refers to time, and he also oddly resembles David Tennant as the Doctor, the guy who travels through time in a police box in a famous TV show.
Thank you. Belgium? Need this? No, I'm fine. Oh, no, of course. You must have went hands-free, didn't you? Like, hey, I'm the Doctor. I can save the universe using a kettle and some string. And look at me, I'm wearing a vegetable.
Plus, this pony is named Dr. Hooves, which is obviously a reference to the title of the TV show in question, Doctor Who.
Oh, brilliant.
years of apple bucking.
The notes played for each apple falling onto Dash's head actually make up what is called Shave and a Haircut and 2 Bits, a 7-note musical call and response couplet very often used for comic effect.
And do you know this from
Books. I've read several on the subject.
What'd you read? The Egghead's Guide to Running? Did you stretch out your...
The book Rainbow Dash just mentioned is a reference to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which revealed that 42 was the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. And look at Twilight's racing number, 42. Coincidence? I think not.
Thread by thread, stitching it together
twilight stress, cutting out the pattern snip by snip, making sure the fabric falls nicely. It's perfect color and so hip. Always got to
Rarity's song is obviously a huge reference, if not a tribute, to Stephen Sondheim's song Putting It Together from the 1984 Broadway musical Sunday in the Park with George.
yard by yard, fussing on the
Bit by bit, putting it together,
Family is all you have.
piece by piece. Only way to make a work of art. Every moment makes a contribution. Every little detail plays a part. Having just the vision's no solution. Everything depends on execution. Putting it together, that's what counts.
They sure are, something.
Yes, something. I love something. Something is my favorite. It's
Pinky's line is very similar to that of Buddy in Elf.
Why are you smiling like that?
I just like to smile. Smiling's my favorite.
Rarity's second fashion show opens with notes from Thus Spoke Zarathustra, which was composed by Strauss and was made even more famous with 2001: A Space Odyssey. Fluttershy's background music resembles Claude Debussy's Prélude à l'après-midi d'un faune. I hope you enjoyed this second episode. If you did, please don't forget to share this video, give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss the next episodes. If you have any suggestions or remarks, please leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you guys. Take care and see you next time. Bye!